Right there with me on set. I have a guest, just like I told you earlier on, who will be discussing with me about a very sensitive topic of hustle, a topic of let me say a topic of something that actually brings food on the table at the end of the day out there. And with me on my left, I have a gentleman who probably I want him to first introduce himself to everybody who is watching Uganda Catholic Television right there. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Good afternoon.
Good.
How is the new month?
we just we're excited.
Okay.
You know, it's a new month packed with almost everything. We are having our community starting the Lent period.
Yes.
Which is really the foundation of Christianity all over the world. We are having our brothers, the Muslims, who actually started on Saturday.
Oh yeah.
So you can now imagine what we have this month. You know, it is a month of holiness. You know, holiness, expectations, hope, forgiveness, prayer. So it's really a very packed month.
Okay.
We are so blessed, and from my industry, we are very optimistic.
Okay. All right. So maybe names for the people that are seeing and watching you right now.
Yeah. My name is Kennedy Enyondo, and I work in town. Okay. Basically, what I do, I operate a Boda Boda.
Okay.
So basically, that's what I do.
Okay. Which side of the country do you come from?
I come from Northeast.
Okay.
Particularly, I come from Kabaramaido.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and it's also a place of its own. It has its own beauty, natural sceneries, beautiful people.
Now, looking at what you're doing, especially within town, operating a Boda Boda. How long have you been in Kampala? Let me start with that.
I've been in Kampala long. I can tell you I've been in Kampala for now 24 years.
24 years. Wow. Okay,
so
okay.
I came into Kampala when I was joining my senior one. I passed through, that was 2001.
Would you like to share with us your academic background?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
First of all, I studied from upcountry.
Okay.
That's where I sat my primary living examination. That was 2001.
Okay.
So in my vacation, I came and joined my family in Kampala. So 2002 to university. I actually studied in Kampala here.
Which course did you do?
I did Office and Information Management from MOBS.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I finished my university in 2012, I looked for a job. I was very fortunate. It was actually it was actually March 8th, Women's Day. That's when I did my interview to work for a magazine company. Okay. And as working for a magazine company, I was actually doing business development.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was my first job, which is entirely marketing. Going to the field, bringing people, writing articles, doing stuff like that, editing.
Okay, newsroom actually.
Literally.
Okay.
So from there, I got opportunity to join one of the prestigious media houses. Okay. And I was still in the same industry, but this time around I was doing production, and I'm also doing marketing. Okay. So I pushed in there for 3 years. That is from 2012 November up to 2015 July. Okay. So from 2015, I joined an institution of higher learning. Okay, where I was doing students recruitment and marketing. So I also did that up to 2019. 2019, I left. I also went back to the media. So like my life has been into the media, into the field. So I pushed in there, and then when I walked in, I pushed in. Then another company takes me up to do they call it corporate marketing and human resource. So I pushed there for a little bit. COVID came in, and the world was shut down.
2020.
So when the world was shut down, now that's where the reality comes in, you know, because now I've worked for literally almost like around 10 years now.
Yeah, sure.
So now in the 10 years now, COVID has come in, everyone is home. You know, whether you're working or not working, you're home.
There were a lot of limitations.
And organizations are downsizing, you know. So people are losing their jobs, people are being reduced. And now for my field specifically, which was corporate marketing, I was dealing with institutions and supermarkets. So those, you know, high-end kind of. Okay. So now here we are hit hard. The organization cannot push no more. Now my career is now taking over and the situation is tough. So I lose everything. Okay. So I get back home. So I get back home, and as me, who is very much related with the field, you now start asking yourself, so what do I do? Okay. You get it. What do I do? So now what I have to do, so the whole of 2020 was down, 2021 was down, 2022 is a hustle. So in 2023, I get an opportunity to do a delivery.
Oh, delivery,
delivery for a company. And this is a bike industry. I don't know how to ride. Okay. But, I mean, that is what life has offered at that moment. And therefore, because life has it, I have to take it. So
you had to how to go, like how to learn how to ride.
Definitely, I have to learn how to ride. Okay. And at the same time, I have to ride. You get it. So just like anyone out there, you know, it's not about how much you know, but the little that you know is actually what you start with. Okay. So I go in, I get a friend who offers to actually train me into riding, and I learn how to ride in 2 weeks. I wasn't perfect though. And remember Kampala industry, how congested it is. Sure. Everyone is after you, the police is after you, KCCA is after you, your fellow border men are after you and stuff like that. So after 2 weeks, had got the basics, I jump onto the road and I start delivering. Wow. So I delivered for almost from actually January up to September of 2023. No, actually, of 2023. That is up to November 28th. I realized one, I'm giving so much and I'm getting so little. Okay. Okay. The
bike was yours?
The bike is for the company.
Oh, it was for the company.
Airtime is for the company. Fuel is for the company. Maintenance is for the company. Okay. But still, you know,
you're putting in a lot.
I'm putting in a lot because literally I am working for roughly 10 days. I mean 10 hours per day.
10 hours in a day.
You get it, Monday to Saturday. But you know, to excel or to hit my target, I have to work literally between 14 to 15 hours per day.
In a day.
Yeah, so now you're a family guy.
You're married?
Yeah, I'm married.
Okay, okay.
I'm married, I have children. So literally they don't even see me, you know, because if I wake up in the morning, I'm just thinking about
You're red.
Yeah, I'm gone. Okay. So if I'm to come back, I'm definitely going to come back and they're sleeping. Okay. And my wife literally doesn't have time for me. I don't have time for church. I don't have time for friends, you know. So I'm now into a desperate situation. Yes, money is there. Yeah. But my social life is literally killed. So I don't have a social life much as I have the economic life. Yes. So now I have to cut. I have to now make a choice. I'm like, who can employ me that fast? All right, so that I can balance the three, you know, family life, social life, economic life.
Yes.
And I had to quit. So when I quit, I only knew one thing, that I have quit, but I don't know the way forward. Okay. Yeah. So luckily enough, you know, like in life, you know, there's what we call social capital. You get it? Eh?
Yes.
Now, when you're talking about social capital, you're talking about the relationship that you have built with people.
With people out there.
You get out there.
Sure.
And social life doesn't mean everybody can be a source of capital. Yeah. You know, because the quality of friends that you make, the quality of people that you interact with, you know, is basically what is going to quantify the kind of support you're going to get from them at the end of the day.
Yeah, sure.
But now, remember that the social capital is an investment. You know, I'm not just going to, you know, there's what we call knowing people. Then there's what we call having friends. You get the point.
There is knowing and having people.
There's knowing and having, right? And so I had to look through my friends, not the people I know. Because if for knowing, I definitely have them. But if for having friends, they are really very few.
Yeah, yeah.
So one who was a mechanic calls me out of the blue. How is it happening? I'm like, oh, you know what? I've actually quit my job and life is pretty tight. He says,
happening like this and this and this.
Definitely. Then he tells me, you know what? I have a motorcycle, right? Now I have a motorcycle. It's not in the best condition. You get the point, eh? It requires 150,000 to put it in shape. I don't have money, okay? So that was already a source of capital.
Yes.
Now I have to look for physical liquid now.
Yeah, the 150.
The 150,000. So I make a few calls and a friend says, you know what, I'm going to give you the 150,000. We are now clocking Christmas. And you know, Christmas in Kampala is not a joke, you know.
Yeah,
you have a family, so they want to eat chicken, they want to eat beef, they want to drink soda. And you can't tell your children, we are not going to afford it this year, you know.
That is true, that is true.
So,
the
the expectations are high. And the timing is very right because people are running left, right, center. You know?
Yes.
Yeah, so I get the money, I give him, I'm like, if he has conned my money, that's it. But what happens? I've given in. So 2 weeks after, he calls me, he says, you know what, come and pick the bike. The bike is ready. Very nice bike. CT, you know, very long and stuff like that. And what happened, I'm telling you, I told God one thing. Actually, I picked the bike and I took it to church.
Okay.
You get the point? Yes, yes. I took the bike to church and I told a man of God, you know what, this is my source of life right now. It's what I have. Get the point? You bless my bike. So he gets the anointing oil, he anoints the bike, he prays for the bike and he says, go in peace. But now, at a personal level, I'm telling God, you know what, God, if I can only be in position to only make 30,000 per day, oh God, it will be far much better than where I was working.
Yes.
You get it? Eh? So, and I come in. Let me tell you something. I come on the streets on the first day. I did 120,000. Okay.
In a day?
In one day. My first day, I did 120,000. Then I'm like, okay. I think maybe it's just
welcoming.
You know, you get the point, right? Maybe I'm just welcome into that industry. Let me try again tomorrow, you know. So I go back, and when I go back to the industry, I come back with 80,000. I'm like, now, you know, you know when
you got beyond your expectation and beyond your prayer.
You get the point?
Yeah, yeah.
It is exceedingly beyond my prayer.
It's like a triple.
Triple. You get the point?
Prayer,
yeah. So I'm like, okay, fine, bro. It's a second day. Let me go for the third day. Third day, I come back with 100,000. Okay. So I go home after my third day. I tell my wife, you know what? Right now where I am, I have to make a choice. Is this what I'm going to do or what I'm going to part-time? So now my wife is my friend. Actually, it's my closest friend. And so she tells me, you know what? One thing I know about Boda Boda is that there is money. Okay? And one thing that people don't understand about it is the discipline of the industry.
The discipline, okay?
Discipline. So, all, you know, I now took it actually seriously, and I've pushed it right now. It is now 1 year and 2 months.
You've been doing it.
I've been doing it.
So in now like 1 year,
yeah.
What is approximate amount that you make in a day?
Let me tell you, every time right now.
I know it fluctuates, but there is a number that you have discovered. Like at least, okay, on a bad day?
On a bad day, if my day is so bad. No, it also depends on the definition of bad. What do you call bad?
Bad, like I mean on client basis. Leave alone maybe weather or what? Client basis.
Okay, because now
because me, weather we can't control it.
Yeah, true, you can't control it. Yeah. However, it also dictates what happens in the industry.
That is true.
So now, when you're telling me, when you're asking me, what is the bad day? A bad day could be the status of the bike.
Okay.
All right. Could be the circumstances that you're encountering on the road. Could be weather itself. So those are actually three factors. Those are the major challenges that, you know, like the border men actually face in the industry. So now, to me, on the bad day, I do 80,000.
Like 80,000.
80,000.
And then what you let me say, expenditure at the end of the day, maybe like fueling, or maybe in case of any maintenance.
Okay. Now, for me to make 80,000, okay, on a bad day, I have used 30,000. Oh,
you put in 30,000.
You are putting 30,000 for me to get my 80,000 on a bad day. However, when it's on a good day, I am going to put 30,000 and will push me up to between 100 to 120
on a daily
basis.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful story. It is inspiring.
Yeah.
But before somebody out there gets excited, I want you to share with us the common challenges you have faced in the time you've been in the industry of being a Boda Boda rider.
Yeah, now that's a very good question. Now, one thing that we have to understand is that, one, there are so many conmen in the industry. Okay. First of all, in the industry itself, okay, because now when you're talking about an industry, the definition of an industry is like many factories, right, put together. You get the point? Yeah. So, for example, like if you're talking about, okay, let us talk about, let me say, like telecommunication industry. That is different companies coming together. They form up.
That is true.
And they're producing the same.
Even if it's a media houses,
you get the media houses coming up to make up the industry. So now, what happens is, we have conmen. Right?
Within the industry.
Within the
fellow
industry,
riders.
the fellow riders themselves. You get the point, eh? Why? You're going to come from wherever you have come and you're going to park your bike. It doesn't matter what reason, whether you are waiting for a client, whether you are looking for a client, whether you want to rest. So these people are going to come with a chain, lock your bike up. You get the point? So when they lock your bike up, what's going to happen? They're going to ask you as high as 50,000, 100,000. And
reason being,
you have parked on their stage and you don't belong to that stage.
Okay.
Yeah, so you will first of all, you're going to lose time. Second thing, you're going to lose money because they're going to ask you for money and you will have to pay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so that's basically a great one. Okay. Then we have now the passengers themselves.
Passengers?
Now, passengers, these are people who are, you know, a passenger is a passenger. They're going to hit you with fake notes.
Oh, duplication. Okay.
And that is a very big thing in the industry right now. So you're going to get a client and you're going to ride a client to point B, and before you realize it, he has given you 20,000, which is the transport fare is 5,000.
You give him actually, you've paid him 20,000 because even the one you're losing.
Even the one that you're losing.
Yeah.
So you lose that. Then there is actually tension. We also talk about theft. We also have thieves. A client brings you. There are actually two types. There's one who is looking at going for free. Okay, you find somebody in Zambia and tells you, you know what, I'm going to Cooper Complex. You reach in Cooper Complex, he says, okay, after here, I want you to take me to Kawempe. Now, you can't ask for the money immediately. So he enters in the shop and disappears.
Oh,
you get it? And disappears. So when it disappears, it's still the same thing. You have lost money, but you have also lost time. Because consciously, you're waiting for a client who is going to Kawempe. You get it?
So you're missing even this genuine one.
You're missing even the genuine one who is going to come. Then of course there are now the thugs that we talk about. Thugs, you know, a person finds you in a place and tells you, hey, you know what, take me to this kind of a place, and yet it's actually a setup. You know? So you reach, and most Boda Bodas actually losing their lives that way. So you reach into a place and then he tells you, wait for this. It's their spot. So they hit you hard. So they're not only going to tell you, now leave the bike and we take you. No, they have to inflict pain in your life so that, you know, they can actually take the bike. So basically those are the, I think those are the major ones. Then of course now there are these ones which are basically interpersonal discipline related, you know.
How would you advise a fellow rider to be disciplined? Like, because I've also faced personal as I'm a passenger on a daily, and they are indisciplined riders.
You see, now like
that one, I want that one to go to the fellow riders.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the industry. First of all, one thing that we have to understand is that a customer is a king. You get the point?
Yeah, yeah. In every business.
In every business.
Yeah, sure.
And the reason why you come out of your house every day is because you know you're going to get a customer. You're going to serve. This is not a product. This is a service. Okay? And being a service, you don't have a standard fee, you know, that, okay, fine, you know what, from town, do you know from town to Zambia, somebody can charge you even 7,000.
Yes,
right?
Even 2,000.
even from town to here, somebody can come for 2,000.
Yes, that is true.
So now, the fellow riders have actually just got to learn how to balance up. You get the point.
On the bargaining power.
On the bargaining power.
And agreeing.
You get the point.
Okay. Yes, yes.
Because we also have, you know, like disagreements, you know, the relationship between a client and, you know. So you come and tell me, hey, you know what, I'm going to Zambia at 2,000. And then I tell you 5,000. And then a client says, that is what I actually have. Okay, then you hear, you know, like about a rider is abusing a customer.
Yeah, I was actually coming to that. What is the problem of you? For example, if you know your bar, from here up to town, I'm not going below.
I'm not going to be low.
3,000, but I have 2,000. You can be like, why don't you tell me try another border, like in good faith? You get?
Yeah.
Okay, and then also as probably we're winding up in this segment, maybe like your personal achievements that you have achieved in this 1 year and a half. That you've been in the street riding.
And now, first of all, in this 1 and 2 months that I have ridden, I have made friends.
Okay.
Right.
Social capital.
Social capital. Now, this is actually beyond the expectations.
Honestly, the way I met him, I was his client. And then we had our jazz on the bike, and here we are.
You get it.
Okay,
and here we are. So, that is the greatest component that I've actually got. Right now, I serve only, you know, when you called me, when I called you, I was actually in Entebbe. But you know, this morning, I have actually gone to Entebbe twice. Right? Wow. I left my house at 9 o'clock. By 1 o'clock, I already made 90,000.
Imagine.
From one client. Wow. So he sent me to Entebbe, I came back, then he sent me back to Entebbe again.
That so, is not, now that also comes in loyalty.
You get the point? That loyalty. You know, so now that is one thing. I've made so many. I've acquired land. My children are studying. I'm not sleeping outside. I have my friends with me. You know, I also dictate my working environment now. You know, if I want to come out for 3 hours, you know,
you can just today 3 hours. I go back.
I have capital security. You know, even if somebody calls me and says, you know what, I'm in need. I just, you know, your promise is now valid.
Yes.
You get the point. The promise is valid, not stories. You know, you tell me, hey, you know what? I need like 50,000. Okay, give me 3 hours. You get the point?
Yes, that is.
Yeah, give me today. By tomorrow morning, definitely.
I would have sorted you out.
I will have sorted you out.
Indeed.
So basically, it's so lucrative, and I still have lots and lots more.
Wow.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, and now as you are winding up, I would love you maybe to pass a message to fellow riders.
Yeah, sure.
And also clients out there as we're winding up. Yeah.
Now, first of all, my fellow riders, we have got to understand that this is unemployment. Okay, it is unemployment. It's a full-time job. Just like somebody wakes up in the morning and goes to office, it's the same thing you actually have to do in the morning and go to work. You know, you have to maintain your bike, make it in a good condition. You have to have your projections right, you know, because it looks so awkward when you're riding a customer and fuel runs out.
Definitely.
Then you start turning.
I'm one person who hates, let's first go again to the petrol station.
I don't know, going to a petrol station is okay, but turning the bike upside down is so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing to the client. Just imagine you are a client and you have reached somewhere and the guy is like, I saw you. You know, your Boda guy was turning the bike upside down.
Okay.
You have to give clients what
comfort.
They have. Yeah, comfort, you know, peace of mind. And to anybody out there, I've worked in places, you know, big, small, have earned money as salary. But I'm telling you, what I do right now gives me a lot of peace. It doesn't matter what you are doing. So if you're out there and definitely you don't have what to do, just think about anything. A few days ago, we had a graduation in Kalere Market. Yeah. And this guy sells matoke. But he was graduating.
Oh, yeah.
Get the point?
Yeah.
And he was picking his tuition from bananas.
Imagine.
You get the point? So it is not about, you know, like office staff or something like that. Right now, the world...
It's about sustenance.
In fact, I always tell people that when you reach the level of university, the word university comes from the word universal. That means you can work anywhere. You can do anything from a different perspective. You get it?
Imagine.
So basically, the degree is to open up. You know, me, every time I ride a customer, I want them to get that feeling that I am the best rider. They have fun.
Wow.
That is the beauty of it.
That is a beautiful one. Okay, send your regards to people, friends out there who are watching.
Yeah, sure. I just want to thank the riders community.
Okay.
Yeah, these are people who are doing everything possible to ensure that, you know, like, people are moving from point A to point B.
Yes,
you know,
that is.
Sometimes you're finding riders out there even at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
You know, at 2 a.m. they're riding from here to Mukono, stuff like that. You guys are doing a great job. Do not take that for granted. And then the second thing is, I want to thank God, basically. You know, and God is watching us, and I want to send to him and say, you know what, we thank you so much for giving us life, you know. Yeah, without life, there is nothing. My wife, my family, my children, they're just amazing people. You know,
wow.
They actually give me the courage, because sometimes when I'm not working, they're like, you know, Daddy, why are you not working?
They are mad at that.
Why haven't you gone out there?
Yeah,
you know, so it's amazing. My neighbors, you guys are so amazing. I am so blessed. Clients, we are there to serve you. You're our bosses. All that we need from you is definitely like the positivity.
Okay.
Yeah, so thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much, Kennedy. Thank you for having you and for passing by. I know I've killed your minutes, about an hour, but thank you for that sacrifice.
We thank you so
much. All right. I'm very sure everybody who is watching out there has picked maybe a word or two, a lesson, not specifically about riding, but about any other thing out there. And I'm very sure, actually, our slogan is good news for all. I'm very sure you've picked the good news for yourself today. Probably this much, you can actually make a change and change your life story. With this, starts with the first asset we have in life is the brain. When you start thinking of what to do, even without anything in your hands, all can be possible. So I've been working with a big team, Joshua behind the control room, Martin behind the camera, and I was very grateful to have my guest, Kennedy. Probably any other time we shall talk about any other thing, probably.
Please.
All right, so let me sign off for now. It's been a lunch vibe here on Uganda Catholic Television. See you tomorrow. It's going to be 4th, and of course, shall be right here same time, and of course, same station, same show.